Hi, the show is going to start in 30 seconds, I promise. Just here to say, SCTRT is free to everyone, no charge ever. If it were up to me, there'd be no such thing as money. There are much better ways to organize the collective. But until that time, we still need to turn on the lights and run the equipment, So, please contribute whatever amount you can to make this show possible. Just go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the link. Thanks. Hi, I'm Charles Bursell, and this is Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Today we're going to make the case for minimalism. Less stuff to make you crazy, better for your soul, and we'll get into lots of other reasons too as the show progresses. And before we start, let's get our terms straight. If you do an internet search for minimalism, you're going to find it's a term that means a particular style of fashion, music, art, and design. That's not what we're talking about today. We're not talking about sleek, minimalist, Scandinavian furniture design. Okay. We're talking about minimalism as in, well, I guess the negative term would be anti-consumerism. But I prefer the more positive term of minimalism. Now, let's put the whole fashion, music, design thing off in the corner and not worry about that anymore. That's not what we're talking about. Not to say that the kind of minimalism I'm talking about isn't trendy. It is. And I think I want to address that just for a second, too, before we get into the meat of things. It is a very trendy kind of a topic for privileged white people to talk about. They make their fortunes in the quote-unquote real world, and they take every advantage of the system. And now that they're all fat and comfortable, now they can preach to their friends and their relatives about how minimalist they are. That's just a little annoyance that I'm going to have to get beyond. But if we stay with the term and the concept of minimalism, with those things just sort of intentionally thrown away for the next half hour, I want to really make the case for minimalism. There's a lot to be said. Let's just get started with the most kind of fundamental. It's just better for you. It's better for your soul. If you want to get a little Zen Buddha about it, it's all about detachment. The more you're attached to things, the more you're going to suffer, the more weight on your soul. My ex, I don't usually get very personal, but my ex she was kind of the opposite of me. She was very much a consumerist, a materialist. She had lots of stuff. She wasn't like a hoarder like the kind you put on TV or anything, but she had lots of stuff. The thing about her, though, she had a story for every little thing that she had. She knew where she got it, how old she was, what relationship she was in, who gave it to her, or where she bought it. And actually, I thought that was kind of cool. I kind of had some respect for that. It didn't turn me over to that side, but, at least that I can get behind.
Christina, honey, please come in here. For the love of God, you have to clean up that room.
But every grain of salt on the table has a story. This one is from Afghanistan. And this one over here, I was a little girl in the Philippines, and they gave it to me in the restaurant. They put it in my hand with some tweezers. These salt grains are special to me.
Yes, I understand, and I remember taking you to the Philippines. I was right there with you. But look, we are attracting ants. Now, unless you want to tell me a story for every little ant that you've got in your room, we're going to have to clean things up.
Well, that ant over there is...
Okay, Christina, look at me. Can you please look at me? Can you please put down your paintbrush and look at me?
Can I keep my ant in my hand? This one is Phyllis. She always talks to me about the weather.
Hello, Phyllis. It's great to meet you. Yes, I know it's cloudy out. What the hell am I doing? Christina, look, I know that things have been tough recently, but you're gonna have to get over the fact that you aren't a creative genius. You're just a messy 12-year-old. And I'm sorry that this is coming out now, but I've got to tell you, I can't smell your salts anymore, and I can't brush off these ants off my arm anymore.
Daddy, art is subjective. And you have no taste.
Don't even get me started on taste. That is a horrendous little house that you have built for that
What kind of candlesticks are those
ant.
in the living room? Those are from Target. Target candlesticks are a bad taste.
Yes,
They were probably only $8 each.
You know what else is a bad taste, Christina? Ants all over my Slim Jims. Now look, I know tensions have been high since your mother left, but we've got to work something out. You've got to clean up that room, and I've got to stop eating Slim Jims.
Christina, it's me. It's Meryl. It's your aunt on your shoulder.
Hey, Meryl.
You have to be a little nicer to your dad, okay? I was in his room the other day and he just cried for 4 hours straight while looking at photographs of your mom.
Really?
Christine, it's Bruce on your other shoulder.
Oh,
Don't listen to that schmaltz.
Not Bruce
You
again.
need to stick it to your dad. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Look at him. He sleeps on the floor. He doesn't even have a mat. I go in there every night looking for crumbs. Do I find a crumb? I don't find a crumb. What a tightwad.
Christine, Bruce is just really into things, okay? But your dad has a lot of feelings and he's trying to be a good dad.
Okay, I'm sorry I had to duck out for a second. I just really needed a Slim Jim.
Remember what I said.
Listen,
Dad.
Christina, what do you have to say for yourself?
I want to smush you.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. I'm Charles Bursell. We're talking about minimalism today, as in anti-consumerism. Staying with sort of the Eastern philosophy thing, it's better feng shui, you know? It's better without clutter. Clutter creates anxiety, creates muddled thinking, creates depression. If you get real practical about it, just good old Western science, social research, study after study after study, every single damn one of them says they prove the old bromide, you can't buy happiness. The studies prove it. You're not going to be able to buy your happiness. There is diminishing returns. Money will get you a safe place to live and it'll get you food. And yes, in effect, it's buying your security, buying your happiness. Yes, that's true. But once you reach a certain point where you pretty much have what you need, anything beyond that does nothing. In fact, if it gets too high, it'll make you crazy.
Merry Christmas, Philip. I know you're thinking, what do you get the man who has everything? But I really think I nailed it this year.
All right, give it your best shot. Hit me.
Okay, here it is.
It's
a small box.
It is a small box.
Go ahead, open it.
I'm afraid to open it. I might have to put it on a shelf.
It's happiness. It's happiness.
It's smothering me. What is this stench?
Okay,
Get it off.
Put the lid back on. Put the lid back on. Oh, the witch
thought
I bought
was-
it from did say that you should probably open it in tiny doses.
It's like an octopus.
Well, I've just been seeing this psychic, and she said, you're perfect about me. But she said that you have issues about
I
you.
do. She could tell that by looking at you?
Yeah. She
What
says
else
that
could she tell you?
your aura is coming through me, even though we're apart.
How did he like the happiness?
Oh, Galinda, he is overwhelmed, honestly.
Well, that's all part of the plan. Now listen, bring this other small tiny box to him.
Okay.
You want to know what's inside there?
I would love a heads up, yes.
Love.
Oh.
Charlotte, bring him love.
Am I ready for that?
Let's
Philip,
take a
happy
little peek at the-
anniversary.
Again?
It's the day after Christmas. I'm sorry. I know
I'm
it's a lot
still
of
trying
presents
to get
at once.
over this box you gave me yesterday.
Well, put that one on the shelf, sweetheart, because I've got an
Okay.
upgrade.
An upgrade, eh?
Yes.
More happiness. Happierness?
No, this one's also
Okay.
from the witch, and it might be exactly what you've been looking for.
Let me get my drill. I'm just going to drill a small hole in it because I don't want it sucked to my face again.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's what I like about you. Love, like, love, like,
It,
love,
what do you...
like.
Are you
Don't
alright?
open the box, actually. Don't
No.
open the box.
What? I'm almost there.
I don't
Just let me
know.
go with the drill.
But I just like you. I just like you. And what's in the box is something that will ruin your life. So, Mary.
Philip, open the box.
Wait, who's...
I'm sorry to be snooping
What
outside
is
your
that
window,
noise?
but Charlie Frank.
It's coming out of the box. What's that noise? Do you hear that?
Philip, that's
It's in
love.
the box. Let me open this.
Oh,
Charlotte, I'm
I've
sorry
never
to
seen
betray
anything
you,
so small.
but Philip, I'm in love with you. I have loved you ever since the day I laid eyes on
It's
Charlotte.
like a bean rattling in there. Do you see that? Look at that.
Philip, this is my witch/psychic.
I'm a witch
Galinda.
psychic.
And which psychic? You call this love?
Yes, just a poor old gypsy
This is a
widowed.
popcorn jelly belly.
Philip, frankly, you're not the man that I thought you were. I told you.
Things get awfully complicated when you try to buy your happiness, don't they? We're talking about that today, and I'm advocating for minimalism, or as I said earlier, maybe the more negative term for it is anti-consumerism, and we should probably get into a little bit of that, because now I can hear your argument now. Consumerism is good for the, I'm making air quotes here, economy. Consumption, anybody know? What percentage of the GDP? I know you think it's high. It's even higher. 70%, 70% of the GDP is from consumption. So if we all took Charles Bursell's advice and stopped buying things, the economy would collapse and we'd just be turned upside down and we'd have to come up with something new real quick. But you know what? That's okay with me. I don't mind. A, because I think it'd be the right thing to do, and B, I feel quite safe and confident that it's not going to happen. Nobody's listening to me, at least not enough numbers of people. But as it is now, we're just sort of, the reason I used air quotes for the economy, we've sort of built this thing that we now have to support. It's like Fritz Lang's Metropolis, which I know you've seen and love, but that's what it's all about. You build this huge monolith machine, and then we become the servants to that instead of the other way around. So, anti-consumerism today. Minimalism. Looks like we have a caller. Hi, who's this?
Hello, Charles Bursell. This is Jerry with the APS.
APS, Jerry.
Yeah,
what
of
does
course,
APS
you know
stand for?
APS is Air Punctuation Society.
Air?
Look,
Wait a minute. Air Punctuation
Air
Society.
Punctuation Society.
gonna have to
Yeah,
help me with that.
we've been getting a lot of calls. There's been a huge spike in air quotes in your area. So, look, I don't mean to damper your pod show or whatever you're calling it.
Yes.
Frankly, we're just here
That's fine.
trying to keep track of air traffic. You know, I don't
Sure.
like to consider myself an air traffic controller, but it's kind of what we do here at the APS.
Sure,
so.
and I can appreciate that. And air quotes are something that most of us try to avoid. Most educated people try to avoid them.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Listen, Charles, you seem like a
Okay.
great guy.
All
I don't
right.
want to give you a hard
Okay.
time, but people are getting, there's going to be airtime for other people. If you keep throwing those air quotes up, well, they're just going to run out. And what the hell are you going to do in 2032 when you want to air quote something?
Yeah, I'm hearing some air exclamation points from you right now, I think.
Well, frankly, Charles, when you get me all riled up. When I do my air exclamations, you've really touched a nerve. So, look, you're a good guy. I just want you to keep down the air quotes, okay, buddy?
All right, thanks, Jerry.
All right, love you, pal.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Your call is also welcome anytime you want to join us. You just do that. Talking about minimalism today, anti-consumerism. What else we got to say? It's bad for social justice. I'm going to sound like kind of an old-fashioned commie here, but that's okay. I'll cop to that, and I won't use air quotes anymore in deference to Jerry's call. Just look around me. I've got a computer in front of me. I got a mixing board. I've got some other equipment. I've got my iPhone. Somebody had to build this thing, and it had to be shipped, right? And that means owners and bosses and workers and all these relationships are maintained and upheld because of the things that I bought. So I have to at least acknowledge the fact that I am a part of that system that creates these relationships and upholds them. And what I have, frankly, I have them because other people can't have them. If the first day in high school
I'll
economics.
take that mixing board now.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that mixing board. You're
right.
complaining about it a little too much.
Mixing board is.
Yeah.
Do I have a bid?
Yeah.
What's our opening bid for the mixing board?
$50.
$50 for the mixing board.
55.
55 for the mixing board.
72.
Okay. All right. $72 anymore. You have to understand.
$72.50.
We have to finish the podcast before I can let you have it.
$80.
$80. I'm
90, and I'll take it off your hands right now.
I'm sorry, I can't. We have to finish the podcast before I can let it go.
342 lizards.
342 lizards. Now we're moving beyond just cash, and that's getting more interesting to me.
Well, I'm going to have to bow out. I don't have that much cash nor that many lizards.
All right.
I didn't bring any lizards, but I have these car parts.
The bid on the table right now is 340 lizards. Going once.
Yes.
Going twice.
Mine.
All right. Ma'am, you leave your name and address with the receptionist out in the hallway there, and as soon as the podcast is over, we'll get this
I
mixer to
don't
you.
like to leave my name or address with anyone.
Okay.
Because I'm on the run. Can I just take it now?
No, like I said, we got to finish the show. I'd love to say yes to you, but we got to finish the show, so.
And all right.
All right. Well, that was fun. That was interesting. We're hitting many levels today. This become a Matrix, or what was that movie that I didn't understand? Adaptation. Yeah, there were many levels of that I did not understand. Talking about minimalism today, anti-consumerism. Well, here, another sort of a commie thing. Consumerism is bad for the environment. We all know it. The more we buy, the more the environment suffers. I want you to imagine, if you will, imagine the path that I mentioned a lot of things that I have in front of me now. We all have things. We have to buy things. That's just sort of the way the world works. Even minimalists have to have some things. But just imagine the path that takes from extracting the raw materials from the earth to the production, to the shipping, all the labor, all the resources, all the energy it takes, all the way to your home, and then eventually to your garbage, and then it takes another path in another direction. It's just incredible when you think about it. Looks like we have a caller, line 1. Hi, who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm an activist with the Gentle Earth Society.
Oh, okay.
And we take a vow of extreme minimalism every year, in which we remove one thing out of our life that's significant. And this year, I got rid of my house and instead bought a Land Rover, and I bring only what I can fit in the Land Rover.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Hello, I
Oh.
am also part of this society.
Oh, hi.
And I just wanted to let you know, not to brag or one-up anybody. Sorry, Cheryl, but this year I got rid of my 2 feet. I got rid of both of my feet because I don't need them.
Wow.
And
And if I ever lose my feet.
I love that song, but
I bet you do.
I got rid of my radio last year.
It's my turn. Hello, hi. I am also a minimalist.
Okay. And I'll bet you're even more of a minimalist than Cheryl and the other guy.
Well, I try not to compare myself to others because that's a consumerist way of thinking. But I gave my 3 children away
Okay.
to various friends and family and a farm.
We've got a house.
So
Bernice,
feet.
stop bragging.
It's my turn.
I'm keeping score here. Wait a minute.
I am the least minimal of all
Hang
minimalists.
on a second. I'm keeping score here. We got a
Don't
house,
keep score.
and then feet, and then children.
Charles Bursell, keeping score is antithetical to our
Bernice.
beliefs.
Yeah, okay.
I gave away my insides, Charles Bursell. My soul.
You gave away your soul. You had a Faustian bargain going here.
I didn't even use that. It was just my soul all by itself.
So you
I'm
didn't even
so
ask anything
minimal.
in return. You just gave it up. So it wasn't not a Faustian bargain. You just gave it for nothing.
Free.
Just pure minimalism.
That's all I have to say. I'm done.
Excuse me, devil. Excuse me. Hi. I just have your annual report, and well, we've had an influx of souls that
Again?
Well, yes, they've come in at a rate higher than the ones you're making bargains for. They're just randomly arriving, and we don't really know how to. Me and Janet down in the archives, we don't know how to categorize them.
Send them to China. A factory floor.
I didn't anticipate you having such a direct answer. It felt more existential, and that was dumb of me. Gosh darn it!
Don't swear
so
in my presence,
dumb.
please. You know, gosh, it's just a euphemism for something else. Please, get those souls out of my office. I can only smoke one at once.
All right, I'll bring them down to storage and send them to China.
Okay.
Now, listen here. I paid for hell. I didn't pay for China.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Yes, stop talking.
Sorry, some lady Janet was trying to hold me back downstairs, but I just overheard what was going on.
Hey! This is
God.
a restricted area, sir.
Goodness gracious,
Sir,
Janet!
you have to go back to limbo. I can't have you
Oh
back here.
my
I
God.
can't have you seeing
You know
what's
what?
here.
You know what, frankly, I didn't think hell was gonna be this stressful. You know what? If you don't want me here, you can just say that. Because I have worked so hard.
Get back in the limbo line now, sir. Back in the limbo line.
We're so sorry, Mr. Devil. We're so sorry for that inconvenience.
It was worth a laugh.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll go store them, and I'll keep you posted.
Honey, you seem so tired lately. Is it your job at hell getting you down?
Well, it is. Walter, my job at hell is very stressful in the long hours. Eternity, you know.
It must be hard on your throat knowing that this is your natural speaking voice to do that deep, booming voice all the time in hell. I'm just glad you can be honest with me.
Thank you for understanding, Walter. The effects processor went out the other day, and I had to actually use a deep, booming voice. And
Oh, honey, come here. Put down that trident and pick up my biceps.
oh, they're lovely.
See, now, don't you feel better? Listen to that sound. Do you hear that?
I do. Is that the sound of what? It's a mosquito.
I'm boiling tea for you, honey. I knew that your throat was gonna be sore.
Thank you. Thank you.
What haven't we covered yet about minimalism? Let me see. I did have one thought. I thought it might be kind of fun to have a minimalism store. You know, mugs and T-shirts. You know, kiss me, I'm a minimalist. Books and CDs and documentaries. And how much money can we spend as minimalists? I thought that was just a thought. There are a couple of guys out of Missoula, Montana, and they actually have a podcast called The Minimalists. And they do that. They go on tours and they go to conventions and they sell their movies and their books and I'm sure they're wonderful guys, and I'm sure I'd probably like their podcast and I'd like them. But I mean, you hear the irony in that, right? I mean, what would a minimalist convention look like? What would it sound like?
Arnold, what did you bring in your fanny pack to the minimalist convention?
I brought another fanny pack. Did you need one? Is that why you're asking?
No, I have a coin purse. I managed to fit all of my life's belongings in this coin purse. I got my thimble, I've got a penny, and I've got some tooth floss. And that's all I need.
Hey guys, sorry
Hey,
I'm
how's it going,
late.
buddy?
I was busy not putting on any clothes.
That takes a
Good.
while.
Yeah.
Here, hold this fanny pack. I have an extra one. You can hold it strategically.
Welcome to the convention, everybody. Here are your swag bags, so please enjoy these complimentary
I don't need
products.
this lanyard.
There's
Can you-
nothing in here but helium.
Oh, this is a great rubber band.
They're all different, and each one is uniquely beautiful in
Oh,
its minimalism.
You know that
I
I'm
agree.
inflexible, so I'm working on being stretched to my optimal self. Thanks, convention leader.
And I'm supposed to give this lanyard to someone else because someone in this world needs a lanyard.
Yes, great. Thanks for coming this year, guys.
No, thanks for having us. It's
3
been a good
is
one.
the most we've ever had.
Our 5 minutes of convention time are up. I guess it's time to leave the park.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. I'm Charles Bursell, and I'm often reminded by myself, by my listeners, by the thoughts in my head that I'm the most well-intentioned person I know. And of
Yes,
course,
you are.
As,
You are
as
just-
the
You did it. You're so great.
as the phrase
Love your intentions, Charles.
as
You're
the
the
phrase
best.
goes,
Such a great guy.
the road to hell.
Bursell.
The road to hell is paved
With Charles Bursell.
with good intentions.
Bursell.
Yeah, thanks for trying to cheer me up. Minimalism is our conversation today. And thoughts in my head trying to cheer me up as they always do. They pull me in every direction. What else? What do we have to cover here before the half hour is up?
Excuse me, Charles.
Oh, yes.
Charles.
Hi. Hello.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's one of the thoughts in your head.
Hi. How are you?
I'm
okay.
well. A few of the others have.
Yeah.
They're planning on leaving. See, they thought that since you were a minimalist, that you would
Right.
really only want like one or two thoughts in your head.
Yeah,
and
well,
so
that'd be great.
some of them are kind of out the door, and I wanted to let you know not to be a snitch, not to be a tattletale.
That's all right.
It's just like,
So it's just going to be you and me now?
well, I guess.
Candace, come on. Are you coming?
Oh, if Candace leaves, I have no thoughts left at all.
Candace, what are you talking to Charles about?
Then I'll reach a moment of zen maybe I've been searching for all my life.
Charles, excuse us just one second.
Yeah, one
I'm so
second. Sorry.
Oh, they're going to talk without me. Okay.
Yes.
Look at me
Yes.
and my thought eyes.
Yeah.
If you are telling Charles Bursell
Well.
about the little plan to take off, I swear to God,
No.
I'm going to rip that thought heart right out of your stupid thought chest.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I'm not a scab.
All right, well,
I'm not.
I'm going to pick up my thought bag and I'm going to walk out that thought door. And if you're not in the thought car in 14 thought seconds, I swear to God, I'm going to thought kill you. Okay, Charles, you have a great day. We'll be right back.
Okay,
Hello.
I don't think he has any thoughts left. I think he's done thinking.
I think that's it for the old Charles Bursell.
He has a kind of a glassy look in his eye.
He stopped breathing,
He sort of glossed over like a horse eye wrapped in cellophane.
like he does every show.
He's a vegetable.
He's been that way for a while now.
I like him better this way.
Now he can run the show.
Who's gonna hold the microphone?
I didn't think about that. I sort of start to miss the old boy.
Here, I have something sharp. I'll jab him.
I've been reading recently several articles out there about millennials and how they're not buying anything. They're not buying cars. They're not buying houses. They're not buying stuff. And, you know, that's great. I'd like to think it's because they get it. I love millennials, and I'd like to think that's the reason. It might be just because the economy is especially tough on them. But I'd like to think it's because they understand that stuff gets us nowhere. It's bad for our souls. It's bad for the environment. It's just bad all around. I am going to recommend minimalism for everyone. I think it's the way to go. I know I don't appreciate unsolicited advice any more than you do, but I guess I'm going to give that to you. So that's our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. The SCTRT players, Krista Jarzinski, Anja Seeger, The Scrouse, and Jonathan Wachala. Music by Peter Donalds. You can recommend the show to your friends. I hope you will. They can use their favorite app, including Apple Podcasts, iTunes. Just tell them to search Charles Bursell Presents. Or even easier, go to our website. There you will find all of the links, and you can listen to every single show, every one of them, from the most current to the earliest, every one of them. That website, charlesbursell.com. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter, and you know how all that works. So go out there and find us. There it is. Thanks a lot for listening. I'm Charles Bursell. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please consider becoming a listener member. You get nothing for it, no bonus material, no tote bag, no coffee mug, just the satisfaction of helping to keep a good thing going, especially for those listeners who maybe can't afford to contribute. Underwriters are also welcome. That is, if you're cool, you don't pollute or screw anybody. Go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the appropriate link. Thanks.